Hello. Sorry for my voice in advance. I'm actually getting really sick, which is unfortunate. I'm going to walk you through the sonnet so you can kind of double check. I have glanced through the ones that people have submitted already, and I think you're getting some of the main point, but I think I could give you some hints to sort of refine what you've already figured out. So I'll just do the steps. Rhyme scheme, almost everybody got that, but there's a few tricky things about this one. This one's kind of half rhyme. We know it's by Shakespeare, first of all, so you know it's probably going to follow the Shakespearean / English rhyme scheme. But mine's should be A. Love does not rhyme with mine, so it's B. Finds and mines. Remove is meant to rhyme with love. It's sketchy, Shakespeare. Mark and bark. Shaken and taken. Cheeks and weeks. And then here's another sketchy one. Come and doom. The m is what makes them rhyme, apparently. And then proved and loved. So it does follow the English rhyme scheme of A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G, with the kind of sketchy half rhymes in there. Then you wanted to look up some of the words. So make sure you did that. That should help you, hopefully. The big one is impediments. So if you did look up impediments and alteration, if you didn't know what alteration was, those are, I think, the key words in this particular sonnet. And then when we're splitting with the ending punctuation, I noticed some people just like did it by quatrain. You did here, you did here, you did here, and then you did the end, which you can split it that way if you want, but I don't think that's the most helpful way to do it. There's a sentence that ends right here. So this is one idea. And then the next piece of ending punctuation is the period here. So this would be a second section. Oh no, I don't think we need to paraphrase that part. But it is a never fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never shaken is a piece. It is a star to every wandering bark whose worth unknown, although his height be taken, is a piece. It's kind of every 2 lines. This part. This part. And the things within the quatrains, they do relate to each other. That's why they are in the same quatrain, and that's why there is a semicolon instead of an ending, like full stop. But you can break it down by that kind of pairs, and that may help you. And then if we look at this first line, I'm going to help you with that because the context and the syntax of this line is really confusing because the words are not in the order that we would see them in today's contemporary English. So let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. So this is where we're looking at subjects, verbs. So something is admitting impediments. What is going to be admitting impediments? Well, the only real subject in the sentence is me. So if we're going to rearrange the words, it would make sense to put admit impediments closer to me, because that's who's going to be admitting impediments, or in this case, not admitting impediments. So I would rephrase that to say, let me not admit impediments to the marriage of true minds. And if we look up impediments, as I said, the definition of impediments tends to be obstacles. So let me not admit obstacles to the marriage of true minds. If you're a true mind, right, your minds that are being married together somehow because you're true. Because I always think of soulmates when I think of that line. So let me not admit obstacles to the marriage of basically soulmates or people who are meant to be together. So he's saying that there should not be any obstacles to true love. Is how I would summarize that first line. And then the rest of the poem, he's basically going through and defining love. He's saying when love is not love, in this little section, this orange section, and then he's saying, oh no, it is these things. It's not this thing, but it does do this. So he's trying to define what love is. But his first line is that you shouldn't admit obstacles. You shouldn't accept any obstacles to true love. If love is real, there are no obstacles. There's no excuses. So with that in mind, try to go through your definitions, or not definitions, your paraphrase over here, and see if you need to fix anything. If there's any other sections people are real confused about, I guess we can do the second one too. So love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds. Again, we may have to look at the phrasing of this. Something is finding something. So if we rephrase that too, we're looking at what the subject is. Well, I assume the subject is going to be it. It finds. So subject verb, because here's our dependent clause, when. So if we move finds to be next to the subject, so it's a little bit more easy to follow, I guess. So love is not love, which alters or changes. If you looked up the definition of alters. When it finds alteration. So love is not love, which changes when it finds things have been changed. Right? So like, it has to do with staying with somebody, sticking with them, even if they change, right? If you've been dating somebody for 4 years and all of a sudden they become a different person, maybe you always got along because you're both runners and you love running marathons or whatever, and then the person you're in love with decides they don't really want to run marathons anymore. They want to go fishing and become a bass fisher person. So Shakespeare is saying, if love changes when the people change, then it's not real love. So my paraphrase of that would be like, if the person you love changes, if what you have is real love, you won't stop loving them. Same thing, or bends with the remover to remove, right? If somebody is trying to leave, you're not going to bend. You're not going to let them do that if it's real love. You wouldn't let somebody walk away if love was real, basically. So that's that little orange section. So we've got the first yellow section, and we got the first orange section. There's no obstacles to true love, and if the person you love changes or tries to leave, if what you have is real love, you won't quit. You'll persevere. So with that in mind, there's our first quatrain. Double check your translations, quote unquote, for the rest of the poem, and then try to answer those questions on the second page. I'll tell you right away, this sounds like Shakespeare from the first quatrain has taken a fairly positive view of love. Thinks love is a good thing if you shouldn't let obstacles get in your way of it. So but you just got to figure out why and figure out the rest of the questions. So feel free to resubmit if you want, and this will be our last sonnet for a little bit, which is sort of a lie, but our last, like, one of the published sonnets. And our next sonnet's going to be in Romeo and Juliet, which we're going to start tomorrow, whether or not we're in school. So, see you tomorrow, hopefully, and good luck with your e-learning the rest of your day.